As Krishna, the master, continues guiding Arjuna, he now turns to a subtler obstacle. Not fear, not avoidance of duty, but confusion created by the spiritual language itself. In today's verses, from 42nd to 44, Krishna explains how attractive words that sound sacred, authoritative, and inspiring can still keep the mind bound. The authority of the Vedas remains intact. What Krishna is addressing here is our attachment to outcomes promised by the words. So let us look at these verses carefully with invocation prayer. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsachanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadaratav partha nanyadastiti vadinaha kamatmanasvargaparaha janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishvarya gatim prati भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तया पहृतचेतसां vyavasāyātmikā buddhi समाधौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदाः निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान् यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते तस्माद्योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्. Krishna now identifies a specific distraction. He refers to flowery words, language that is elaborate, impressive, and filled with promises. Words that say, do this ritual and gain heaven, perform this action and secure prosperity, fame. These statements are not false. They come from within the Vedic tradition itself. But Krishna, the master, points to what happens inside the mind when attention is captured by the promised enjoyment or achievement. the mind becomes attached to pleasure, success, and control. Krishna, the teacher, calls such a mind Tayapahruta Chetasam, a mind that is carried away. And in that state, vyavasāyātmikā buddhi, study, one pointed clarity cannot arise. He says in 44th slokam, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tayapahruta chetasam vyavasāyātmikā buddhi samadhau na vidiyate. So here is the distinction Krishna is making. Words can motivate action by promising reward. Wisdom frees action from dependence on the reward. Rituals can prepare the mind, but when rituals and rewards are mistaken for liberation itself, the seeker, the devotee, remains bound to desire and fear. Krishna, the master, is not discouraging discipline. He is refining its purpose. Liberation is not a reward. It is the end of the reward-seeking mindset itself. It is the end of the reward-seeking mindset itself. Let's take an example. Consider a simple example. A person thinks, if I perform this practice perfectly for 40 days, I will gain success, protection, or recognition. Notice what happens to the mind. Anxiety about performance increases. Fear of failure grows. Attention stays fixed on results. The action looks spiritual, but the mind is still trading effort for the reward. Now, contrast this with wisdom guided action. The same person understands this practice is meant to study my intention, effort, and clarify my understanding. Whether results appear or not, clarity and effort is the aim. Clarity and effort is the aim. Action continues, discipline remains, but anxiety reduces. You are not performing for a result anymore. You are acting from a place of freedom. This is the shift Krishna, the master, is pointing to, from words that promises gain to wisdom that removes dependence on the gain. So the practical application: simplify your goal. Krishna's guidance applies directly to us. Notice where your attention is drawn, more towards promises than toward understanding. Ask whether a teaching emphasizes repeated gain, pleasure, success, recognition, or experiences, or whether it leads towards steadiness, effort, and clarity. So let practice be guided by insight, not by the attraction to outcomes. So as we close, in these verses, Krishna is providing the clarity about words and rituals that they can prepare the mind, but only wisdom liberates from the worldly life. When clarity becomes the aim, language returns to being a guide rather than a trap. We'll continue with the next verses in the following session. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Svādhyāya Pravachanabhyam Na Pramaditavyam. Om Tat Sat.